Hi, Bubba. Hello, YouTubers. You can see me. Out doing some Christmas shopping, trying to find the good deals. I don't do Black Friday very much. Can't stand a lot of people. Crowded in one space. So Sophie's at preschool. Me and Kieran are doing errands. And I thought I would make a comment on one of my videos I posted a couple days ago with my husband. The reason why I posted it is I know there's some people out there that are going to go through what he went through or would like to know what surgery that he had and how much he went through, so I posted it, just some of the videos. I didn't post a lot of the videos, but yeah, they're a little graphic on the blood and that, but it's the reality of cancer. I can't change it. So I thought I'd retell our story so anyone who watches this can learn how this came about. My husband had a little gash under his tongue, and back in March we decided to go to the doctor, our regular doctor, and he sent us to a head and neck specialist. 5 minutes into the head and neck specialist, I definitely remember this for sure. The head and neck specialist took off his rubber gloves and said he's 98% sure that my husband had tongue cancer. 2 weeks later, we were at the Huntsman Center, because the Huntsman Center is on our insurance, to a new doctor who is going to take over his treatment from now on. And we were in surgery for 8 hours, the first surgery. That was to take all the cancer out of his tongue and out of his neck. He had 3 lymph nodes that had a little bit of cancer in it. He lost 1/3 of his tongue, which I'll show you guys a picture when I get home. And a little bit of his arm was cut off, his little chunk, like a little piece of his wrist, to regraft the tongue. So he has scars on his arms, neck, and his tongue will never look normal like me and yours. After that, he was in the hospital for 7, maybe 8 days. Can't remember because everything's just a blur. Then he recovered at his mom's because he had so many stitches, and he had a catheter here because his tongue swelled up so bad that he couldn't close his mouth at all. And he mostly grinded on his tongue with his teeth. Couldn't eat any solids or anything. He had liquids for first month of his first month, and yeah, after he recovered from all that, radiation treatment started on the tongue. So he had a mask all over his face. It looked like the iron mask, but had little holes in it. It was plastic, and that's how they marked where the radiation was to hit. He had radiation for 6 weeks, and he stayed at his mom for that, and he worked through all this, people. Not everyone can afford to take off time for chemo and radiation. There's the reality of what goes on today with all this. And his employer should be very pleased with him because he did pretty good. There's days where my husband just was so exhausted, came home, took a nap, and slept all night until he had to go back to work the next day. Because we can't afford very much right now when it comes to this stuff. Like everyone else who has to deal with cancer. After that, radiation was done. He had a little while of recuperation to see how things went, and then they did a CT scan, and one little thing came back on his neck here, a little bump, and they tested it. He did a biopsy, which they stuck a needle and poked it in a lot to get some of the tissue out, and tested it, and it came back negative. So he's cancer-free at the moment, which is awesome. So throughout this, it's been a little emotional, hard for us, but I want people to realize I'm not doing the videos to show, how do I say it? I'm doing it for an educational reason for some of these videos, and to vlog my kids and make sure I've got some stuff of them and that. And hopefully down the road I could try to do this for money, to help bring money in the house, because I'm a stay-home mom. I can't afford to pay $800 for childcare, preschool, and all that. And I don't want anyone else to watch my kids. That's my job, and I want to do it. So that's how our year's gone on that end. The medical bills are a totally different matter. Some of them went to collections agencies, and I really hate collections agencies because they're buttholes, and I never want to do that again because they don't give a shit. I mean, they don't care if you have cancer. They don't care if your loved one's sick. They don't care that. They don't give a darn. One of them gave us till the end of December to pay the bill. And I don't like hospitals, especially University of Utah, that didn't work with us very much so we could, enjoy the holidays. They wanted $200 a month. And so, but we got the one done for the collections agency, and now we're almost done with the university. And I don't know how people can do this without insurance. It's really hard. Sam's hospital stay at the hospital, Huntsman Hospital, for those 7-8 days was almost $75,000. From this whole thing, we're thinking it's going to cost him, it would cost us out of pocket if we didn't have insurance, almost $150,000, $170,000. And to me, that is like a lot of money. And the saddest thing is that nothing is priced the same on healthcare. It's like they choose the price and they just send you the bill and you say, okay, that's the price. No, it's not like buying a car and that you can negotiate stuff. And there's people that are just, I've done the Relay for Life for about 8 or 9 years, and I remember a couple of years ago, this little boy had cancer. His parents were so, it was sad because he was in a wheelchair, he was dying, he looked like a concentration camp survivor. And his parents couldn't afford anything for Christmas and that because basically their insurance dropped them. And this was before Obama was put in and the thing was put in place for preconditions. And I know everyone doesn't like Obama right now, but right now he's helping people with cancer and that a lot, because it's not easy trying to do this through insurances. You can't get life insurance for quite some time until they're perfectly healthy. There's stuff that people don't realize, that needs to be put in place in insurance for people like us, families like us, to have insurance. And something's got to give. I'm sorry. The other day I watched on, on the web, I understand this woman who lives in a $1.2 million house is living off of welfare, who's got a welfare check every month. Is that right? I don't think that's right. It'd be interesting to see what happens with that. But that's our story. That's what's been happening this year. We've been dealing with this for 9 months. We have 5 more years of this, because it just doesn't go away, people. Just because, they have their treatments and all that, you're faced with cancer for 5 years more, depending on what kind of cancer you had. I'm very grateful for family and friends to help us and to understand what we were going through. And they could have gone there. What's with turn signals not having turn signals that are green? I hate these orange ones they do. You can honk. I'm not gonna go through.